And we are live. Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you very much for joining me. And as always, with these live streams, please let me know in the chat if you can hear me and you can see me okay. I think I've turned the microphone on. I think we are ready to go. And welcome to a tutorial and solo playthrough of Shoes Tactics. This is a prototype copy of the game, which is going on Kickstarter in July. But this is a print and play game. So basically, what will happen is that if you back this campaign, you will get access to the print and play files, and you can then print it off at home. So I'm going to give you a little bit of a thematic introduction to what this is. The AV is working okay. Excellent. Thank you very much for letting me know. And I'm probably going to mispronounce these Chinese names, so apologies in advance for this. Zhang Zhu, together with Zhang Liang and Zhang Bu, have declared the beginning of the Yellow Turban Rebellion, wreaking havoc on cities and villages across China. Liu Bei, a young man who can't stand seeing innocent people being harmed by the war, has sworn brotherhood with Guan Yu and Zhang Fei, and is now planning to build up an army to help the government quell the rebellion. The three men have requested assistance from wealthy individuals in town, and you have decided to aid them, knowing that their great potential and heroic personalities. Now go ahead and join forces with the brothers to become a point in history of the Shu Nation. So that's what we're going to be doing today. So it is a solo playthrough, a print and play game, comes with 2 sheets. Now there is a campaign element to this as well. It says it's a solo campaign roll and write game in which the player is going to be building military tactics and then basically trying to defeat the people attacking here. We're going to be training our army, we're going to be crafting items, drawing up schemes and recruiting legendary heroes to extinguish the rebellion. There is a series of chapters and we're going to be playing chapter 1 today. There is a little bit of a narrative element to the game. All I've been given access to is chapter 1, which is this. So it's these 2 sheets of paper here, and I'm going to be basically explaining, first of all, a high-level overview of how you play the game, and then we'll dive into the details as we play. So we're going to be playing the game over 8 rounds. Those 8 rounds are represented here by these icons. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And within each round, we're going to follow those symbols. Now, it might look a little bit small on camera, but we don't actually... Once you've got used to it, it's fairly simple. At the end of the 8 rounds, we're going to score our points. Now, we're going to be gaining glory during the game, which is this purple star. So all of the glory that we gain is going to be added up here. And then deducted from that is half the number of untouched field boxes, which is basically this. So half of these, rounded up, multiplied by the number of guards remaining. So if you see at the right-hand side of each of these rows, we've got guards. Every guard that's remaining multiplied by half the number of boxes is our negative score. We are also going to lose points at the end of the game based on how wounded we get. So this is our track here. Whenever we get shot by arrows, we get wounded. If we ever get shot 7 times, we lose the game immediately. But the more we get shot, the more negative points we get. And then we add all of that up to determine our victory points. Now, if you look at the top of the board, the win condition is that we need to end the game with at least 10 points and we need to have completed one of the tracks in the council. The council tracks are here. There's 3 council tracks, each with 4 spaces. We need to have completed one of those by the end of the game in order to be able to win. However, yesterday when I played this as a trial run, I did win the game. I did score more than 10 points and I completed one of these. So there's these achievements. As well as beating the game on this level, if you end with 25 or more points, you get a bonus. 4 or more stamina left, which is down here, you're going to get a bonus. Clear all field boxes from rows 1 to 8. Yeah, that's quite tough. And gain X of 8 or more. That'll make sense later on. So it's not a customizable difficulty. You can play the game and try and beat it, but then once you've beaten it, you can then try again and try and achieve these extra things if you can do. Right. So we'll jump in. We'll start playing. I've explained roughly how it works, doesn't it? Yeah. Right. Okay. So round 1. Now, the first thing you'll notice from each of these rounds is the first icon, the top left icon, is either a grey flag furled or a red flag that's unfurled. The grey flags mean nothing happens, which is good. The red flags mean we're going to get attacked. And in that particular case, what you do is you look in the column corresponding to where the flag is. So in round 1, we're not going to get attacked. In round 2, we're not going to get attacked. But in round 3, it's column 3, so we're going to get hit by these 2 arrows. What that means is we probably want to try and cover up those 2 boxes by shading them in before round 3. And then in round 4, we're going to get hit by these 2 arrows. So you can plan ahead, you know when the attacks are coming and you know where the attacks are going to be. And you can factor that in. So first thing is, grey flag, nothing happens. The next thing is we roll the dice. So you need a d20 to play this game. And what we're going to do is we're going to roll the dice, and it's a 1. So we look up the result on this table here. And a 1 means that the peaches are in the left 3 spaces on the tree. Those 6 spaces of the tree refer to these 6 here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a counter on each of the middles here. Now the current rulebook, it has to be said, it is a draft rulebook. The game is not fully finished in terms of the rulebook and everything else, but it does say that you use 3 tokens. You might wonder why I've got 5. I'm using a slightly different method to represent my actions today. But I don't know what the final rules are going to be. So the dice determines which of these 3 cards are being used. And a quick look ahead, in round 2, we do not roll the dice. We only roll the dice in rounds 1, 3, 5 and 7. What you do on the even numbered rounds is you will move the discs to the cards which were not chosen the previous round. So in round 2, we're going to move the discs to here. But let's say it was these 3. Then in round 2, that would go to there, that would go to there, that would go to there. So you basically, every other round, you will have used all of these 6 cards. Right. The next thing to determine is, out of those 3 cards that have been selected, 2 of them I will have to choose the actions that are available or the orders that are available in the top half of the card, and one of them I choose the scheme which is on the bottom. So basically I have a choice of either this scheme here, or this scheme here. Now, having played the game before, I kind of have an idea of what I want to do, but the important thing to take into account here is the enemy's reaction. The enemy is going to react to whichever scheme I choose based on the weather type that it's in. So if I choose this scheme here, the enemy is going to react with that. If I choose this scheme, it's going to react with that. If I choose this scheme, it's going to react with that. And I know what those enemy reactions are. So I think for this round, I think I'm going to choose this scheme here. So the one that you choose the scheme on, you move the disc there. And the one that you don't choose the schemes on, you move the disc there. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to add another disc onto the ones where I didn't choose the scheme. Because actually, what that means is I've actually got these 2 orders available to me, and I'm going to use the disc to cover up the orders. So I've got order number 1, order number 3, order number 1, order number 4, and I have this scheme here. They are the 5 sort of things that I can do in this round. There's other things that you can do as well, but that's the main 5 things. The final thing before it's my turn is the enemies react. And what we do is we look up, this is the scheme that I chose, this is this type of weather, so we look down here and we can see what the enemy is going to do. That is we draw a reinforcement box. So first of all, we're going to shade that in to say that they've done that. And we draw an enemy reinforcement box, and we always start on this box here. And as the enemy reinforces, we're going to draw in more boxes here, which you can see has got more arrows on, more guards, and is going to be worth more negative points at the end of the game. Yeah, so that's the enemy's reaction done. Right, now it is my go. So, on my turn, I can do the 4 orders, which I have discs for, and I can also do the scheme. Now, in episode 1, or chapter 1, which is what we're playing today, this icon doesn't do anything. So this is very simply gain 1 gold. So I'm going to do that first. I'm just going to put that there, and I'm going to gain a gold. Now, gold is very useful. You start the game with 1 gold piece, which is why you can see the outline there, and I'm now going to add a 2nd gold piece. When we spend it, we actually shade that in. Now, gold is able to adjust the orders up or down by 1. So if I have order number 1, I could spend a gold to make it order number 2, or I could spend another gold to make it order number 3. What you can't do is it doesn't wrap round. So you can't go from a 4 back to a 1 and vice versa. Well, you can, but you'd have to spend 3 gold. So now I have the orders. Now, the orders are basically this area here. Order number 1 is the drill ground, order number 2 is the forge, order 3 is the council, and order 4 is travel. And we can see here that I have order number 1, order number 1, order number 3, and order number 4. But remember, I can spend gold to adjust them if I want to. Let's see what we're going to do. I'm based on what happened yesterday, where I collected lots and lots of gold, and I thought, oh, I've got loads of gold. I won't need this gold for anything. And then I ended up running out, and I was 1 gold short of a super victory. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use order number 1, and I'm going to explain how that works. Order number 1 allows me to fill in either the infantry track or the cavalry track, and you always fill in from left to right. So I'm going to choose, I think, I'm actually going to choose the cavalry track. So I'm going to fill in the first box on the cavalry track, which does not give me a cavalryman. What it does is it actually gives me order number 2. So you will find in this game there's a lot of chaining of effects. There's a lot of combos. So order number 1, which I have used from my card, allows me to fill in this box here, which gets me order number 2. Order number 2 allows me to fill in a box in the forge. Now yesterday I went for the rally one because the rally one gets you income. As soon as it's filled in, you're going to get income. So the earlier you do that, the better. But I actually ended up with more than I needed. So I'm thinking I might do something different this time, and I might actually use that order number 2 to fill in the first box of this track, which gets me a gold. So we get another gold here. There you go. That's my first order used. So what I did is I used order number 1. Order number 1 allowed me to fill in the first box of the cavalry track, which was order number 2. Order number 2 got me to fill in that box, which got me a gold. So as you can probably guess, all of these boxes must be filled in from left to right. Okay, next we have another order number 1. Do I still want that to be an order number 1 or not? Yeah, let's take it. Let's take an order number 1. So this time, I think I'm going to fill in another cavalry box. So this time I actually get a cavalryman. What that means is I can now fill in any one of these boxes on any one of these formations or tactics here. Now basically what we're going to be doing is once one of these is filled in, we can then perform an attack and we can put that polyomino onto here, covering up the boxes. Now the cavalry ones can be rotated and flipped, the infantry ones cannot. So bearing in mind I want to cover up these two by the time we get to round 3, I think I'm going to start with this one. So we're going to colour that one in there. There we go. Right. So that was order number 1, which did that, which did that. Right. I've still got 2 orders left. I have order number 3 and order number 4. Let's do order number 3 next. And remember, you can spend gold to change these values if you want to. We're going to do order number 3. Order number 3 is the council. Now, you can only fill in one of the boxes depending on the current weather, which is based on the scheme that you chose. So I chose this scheme here, which means the weather is this, which means I can only actually fill in boxes here. And you always fill them in from left to right, top to bottom. So we're filling in that box, which is order number 1. So here we go again. Now, I can't fill in another cavalry person until I've got to there. I think it's going to be tricky for me to get that actually, but I'm going to go for it. We're going to go for that, which is another gold. There you go. Got 4 gold coins. And finally, I've got an order number 4 available to me, which would allow me to travel if I wanted to, or I could spend gold to change it. I think I'm going to travel. So I get to explain how the travel action works. So the first time you travel, you fill in the central box. That's it. Nothing else happens. But every other time I travel, I can fill in a box that's adjacent or connected via a line to one of the other boxes. You don't have to follow a particular route. So my second travel I could be here, third travel could be here. If you fill in a box, you get the box, and if you surround an area, you get the bonus inside the area. You'll see that happening as the game goes on. But I think that's it. I think that's the end of round 1 for me. I've used all of my orders, so we move on to round 2. So in round 2, we have the grey flag again. We're still not getting attacked. But this time we have income. So if I'd filled in both of these boxes here, I would gain the first income from the track. I haven't, so I don't. Then, instead of rolling the dice, we're going to move the discs. So I'm going to take off my second discs. And basically, it's now these 3 that are the cards for this particular round. I now again have to choose which one of these schemes I want. And that is based on which of these abilities I want, but also which of the enemy's reactions I want. So I'm actually going to choose this scheme here. So that's the scheme I'm going to choose. Oh, and it might also determine which orders I want, because I've just realised if I do that, I don't have any wands. I'm going to have to be spending gold to change these. So we've chosen this scheme, which means that is the weather. So we go back to here and we fill in this box. Now, thankfully, this box is blank, so there is no enemy reaction. We're not getting any reinforcements. Yes, Chris is asking a good question. The orders can be taken in any order you want. So if I just did the orders then from left to right, top to bottom, that was purely coincidental. You can choose the orders and the scheme in whatever order you want to. Right, next, we've done the enemy's reaction. It's my go. Right, what we're going to do. Well, I think I'm going to travel. So just to show that you can do things in whatever order you want to, we're going to use order number 4, and we're going to travel. So I've just used this order here, order number 4, and we're going to travel. Now, I want to travel to here because that allows me to do order number 1, which I think I need. So I'm traveling to here. This is that gives me order number 1. Order number 1 allows me to fill in either the infantry track or the cavalry track. I fill in the cavalry track. That's filling in a cavalry person, which means I get that. And have I surrounded anything? I haven't surrounded anything. Yeah, I'm probably going to have to do that, aren't I? Okay, next. What have we got left? We've got an order number 3, a 3, and a 2. I am probably going to have to spend some gold to do this because I kind of want to do an attack this turn because otherwise I'm going to get shot by 2 arrows. But in order for me to do an attack this turn, I'm going to have to finish this, or I'm going to have to use the throwing daggers. No, the throwing daggers can only be used to target a box on here which is adjacent to an already destroyed box. So the throwing daggers on their own are no good. Oh, I need 2 more cavalry people, which means I need 2 1s, and I need to do an attack. Wow. This is going to be tricky, actually. I think I'm going to have to spend lots of gold. If I'm going to be able to do what I want to do, I'm going to have to spend lots and lots of gold. Or I'm going to get hit next round by 2 arrows. Okay, so we're going to do it. We're going to have to spend the gold. So first of all, I am going to do order number 2. I'm going to spend 1 gold to make it order number 1, which fills in this box, which gets me a gold back. Okay. Then this is really expensive. But then I am going to use order number 3, modified by 2 gold, to make it an order number 1 to fill in this box, which gets me 2 cavalry, which fills this in. So what happens as soon as you've filled in one of these formations, what you're going to do is you're going to circle this here. That means that that formation is now ready for me in order for me to do an attack. To do an attack, you have to use one of your available orders. So I have 1 order left and I have an attack available, and that's what I'm going to do. So it uses up one of your current orders to do an attack, and the number of the order is the default range. So on the left hand side there are numbers which is indicating the range. So I've just used order number 3, which means I am aiming at a box on row 3. Now you can spend gold to increase or decrease that, but as long as one of the boxes that I cover from this formation is in row 3, I don't have to spend any gold. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to rotate this, and I'm just going to draw on where I'm putting it so that you can see. I'm going to put it there, like that. So I'm rotating it 90 degrees counterclockwise. That's where I'm going to put it. One of those boxes is on range 3, so I don't have to pay to change the range. Ah, yes, Nick, you're absolutely right. I haven't used the scheme yet. I'm probably going to use the scheme in a minute. But yeah, you're right. I could have spent 2 gold to gain an order. Anyway, I've done this. So what happens now is I'm going to shade in this, which means I get 4 glory. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're going to cover over these boxes. Now, when you cover over an arrow, you don't get any bonus, but it means that I'm not going to get shot at. But look at that. I've just covered over another gold. So we got another gold. So these are all covered over. Right. Okay. And we are almost done, but as Nick says, I've still got this scheme. Now, this scheme is to spend 2 gold coins to gain any order I want to gain. Absolutely anything. And I'm tempted. I don't know which one to gain, actually. Which one do we want? I mean, do I want to? Or do I want to save the gold? I don't have to use the scheme if I don't want to. I'm tempted not to use the scheme. So that was probably a bad move. Yeah, that was actually a really bad move. Never mind. I'm still learning this game. But that probably wasn't the best move. So, we're done. I'm going to end the round. These come off because we're moving on to round 3. Now, round 3 is the red flag. So, any arrows in this column attack me. Thankfully, I got rid of them both. Then we do income, but I haven't unlocked the rally. Then we roll the dice. So, off we go. It's a 20. This dice is great. It rolled a 1, then it rolled a 20. So, a 20 is these 3. Which is exactly the same as the ones we had a minute ago. Okay, so I'm going to choose this scheme down at the bottom here, which means I'm adding discs to the top here. Right, and the first thing I'm going to do... Oh, now we do enemy reaction. So enemy reaction, it's night, which means we get another reinforcement. Now that reinforcement brings in another arrow into this column. So we've actually got 3 arrows in this column now. That's quite dangerous. Yeah, so I think the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use this scheme, which is to destroy a field box. Now, the field box that I destroy with this scheme must be directly below an already destroyed one. So I could do this one, or I could do this one. Now, there's a nice little infantry formation that will fit into here, which is quite good. But I've also got these throwing daggers. I think I'm going to shade in this one. So I'm going to use the scheme to shade in this one, which gets me order number 2, and order number 2 is going to be there. Right, that's the scheme done. Next, we have a 2, a 3, a 2 and a 4. So we've got lots of 2s. And we've also got a 4. 4 is going to be travelling. And we've also got these mercenaries. Yes, this will work out quite nicely. So I'm going to use order number 4, and I'm going to travel to here. That gets me order number 1. That's what I should have done earlier. I should have used the 3 as a 4 and travelled to there, rather than spending 2 gold to make it a 1. Yeah, okay. Anyway, order number 1 is going to be this one, which is 2 cavalry. Now, which 2 do we want? I think probably this one. Yeah, let's have that one. There we go. Right, what have we got left? We have order number 2, order number 3, and order number 2, and we have 3 gold left, so we do have some manipulation if we want it. We don't have any more travelling unless I want to spend gold to change it. I kind of do want to unlock these throwing daggers at some point, but I'm not likely... Oh no, I do want to use one. Yes, so we're going to use order number 2. We're going to finish off these throwing daggers. So what we've done is we've unlocked 2 throwing daggers. I can use these whenever I want to. I'm going to use one of them now. And when you use one, you destroy a box in the field that is adjacent to an already destroyed box. And I'm going to destroy that one, which means we're not taking any damage next round. I think I'm going to save the other throwing dagger for now. Right, we have an order number 3 and an order number 2. Okay, I'm going to use order number 3, which is the council. Now, because the current weather is this symbol, that means I'm going to shade in this, which gets me a travel, and I'm going to travel where do we want to travel to? I had a plan, but I've then just changed that plan. Never change the plan, Paul. It's a bad idea. I think I'm going to travel up here. Now that doesn't get me anything for the space, but if you look, I've actually filled in this area here, which means I get a surprise gift. So in a little PDF file that I've got on the screen next to me, there is a table which I will look up, and that will tell me what I get. So I'm basically rolling a d20 and I get a surprise gift. Where is it? Here we go. Right, let's see what we get. It's a 12. 12 on the surprise gift. It is order number 3. Okay, so I get another council one, which is interesting because that's this, which gets me another surprise gift, which is a 15. 15 on the surprise gift is read encounter number 4. So I mentioned that there is a little bit of a narrative element to this game, and we've just got one of them. If you don't want any spoilers, then go and make a cup of coffee for the next couple of minutes, because we are about to read one of the encounters. So this is encounter number 4, and this is going to be audience decision. So you are sipping some hot tea in a local cafe when an aged lady approaches you and introduces herself as Aunt Han, the owner of this tea shop. After some pleasantries, Aunt Han shares that her son has joined Li Bei's military, and she hasn't heard from him for months and is terribly worried about him. I've just written a letter. If you can help me deliver it to my son, dear Captain, I'll never forget how kind-hearted you are. So we have 2 options, and I'm going to put this to the vote in the audience in the chat. So if you want me to do option 1, put option 1 in the chat, which is, this poor lady must be missing her son desperately. Who would refuse to help a loving mother like her? Or, if you want me to do option 2, put option 2 in the chat. You've got tons of things to worry about and are in no mind for this. So let me know in the chat whether you want me to do option 1 or option 2. If you're not watching this live, don't bother leaving me a comment, because we will have already moved past that. And basically, yeah, in about a minute's time, I will count how many options we've got. So we've got option 1, option 2, option 1, option 1, option 1. Marvin says help, which I assume is option 1. So we've got six people want to help the old lady, and 2 people don't. Those 3 people who don't want to help the old lady. So we'll give it another 30 seconds or so while I just have a drink of water. And then I'm going to read the encounter results. So this is encounter number 4. And this is all, I've got to remember where this has come from. This has come from the special gift in here. Okay, Mark's helping me count. So it's 6-3, 7-3. I think it's now 7-4. I think it's leaning on the side of helping the old lady. Yeah. Okay, right. We'll close the vote now. So it is 7 votes for, 4 votes against. We're going to go with option 1. Option 1 says, Aunt Han seems utterly grateful as you agree to help her. She hands you a neatly enveloped letter along with a small piece of jade as a gift. Cross off the next available box in the jewel track in the forge area. Ooh, so this is the jewel track. We get a free box. If you have completed the jewel track, gain 5 points. Okay, so basically she gave us a little bit of stuff as a thank you. Right. Now, what was that all from? That was all from travelling, doing something, getting a gift. The gift gave me that. That gave me another gift. That gave me an encounter. Right. We've still got 2 orders left, and they are both number 2. Unless we change them. Now, I'll tell you what, I think we're going to go with order number 2 and order number 2. And we're going to have 2 new orders. And we're going to finish the jewel track. So the jewel track, when I finish it, it gets me 5 glory. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I get order number 3. And order number 3, because the current weather is this one, gets me 3 glory. I'm deliberately taking a different approach to what I did yesterday. But that is it. That is the end of round 3. So round 4, we move on to round 4. We have the red flag, but there's no arrows, so we don't get shot. Income, we haven't unlocked the rally, so we don't get any income. We move these across to here. And now I'm going to choose which of these we want. Now, the question is, which of the enemy's reactions am I most worried about? I'm most worried about the bottom one, so I'm not going to choose that. I think, am I going to be able to complete another thing this turn? Yes, I am, actually. Or am I? Yeah, you see, I'm going to have to complete one of these council things at some point in the game. Just don't know when. I do like a game with tricky decisions. I think but then that... No, we're going to choose that one. We're going to choose that one as the scheme, which means I get orders like this. Right, so the weather is this one, clouds, which means the enemy's reaction is this, which means we've got 2 reinforcement boxes. So I'm going to shade in, draw an outline around these 2. There we go. Right, okay, next. My go. So I'm going to activate this scheme. So this scheme says for this round, every time I destroy an arrow, I'm going to get a glory. And every time I destroy a guard, I'm going to get 2 glory. So this is now active for the whole of this round. And the first thing I'm going to do is, he says, I want to complete this. I definitely want to complete this, and then I want to do an attack. To do that, I'm going to need 2 cavalrymen, which I can get from 2 1s. We have 2 1s. So there's a 1 and there's a 1. And I'm going to do, the first one is that, which is first 4 glory. 1, 2, 3, 4. And the second one is that, which is 2 cavalrymen, which means that formation is now active. Right. And the next thing I want to do is I want to use that formation. I want to do an attack. So what have we got left? I'm going to use this order here, order number 2, to do an attack, which means it's range 2. So I'm going to rotate that clockwise and I'm going to put it in here, like this. So range 2, one of the pieces of the formation is within range 2, so that's it. Now that covers up a cavalryman, which I can't have. Oh no, I can, sorry, that's cavalryman, that's this. Of course I can have that. And I get order number 4 as well. So all of that has gone. We've completed this row, which means we're going to be able to eliminate this guard as well. I'll do that in a second. But I'm going to do order number 4. We've also got rid of 2 arrows and a guard. So remember, the scheme that I chose is every time this round I destroy an arrow, I get 1 glory and a guard is 2. So I get 4 glory for that. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we covered up a number 4. So we're going travelling. And I think we're going to go travelling. I think based on what we've got here, I'm going to go travelling to here. Now what that's done is that has unlocked this. This is a mercenary. It's basically like an infantry formation that I can use at any point to put over here. So that was the 4 from that. Oh, did I get... Yeah, no, I haven't... Yeah, sorry. This is the 4 glory from this. Thank you, Mark. 1, 2, 3, 4. What else did we trigger? The guards bonus. So because we've completed this, we've eliminated that guard, and we get either that or that, well, I'm going to take that one. There you go. So that's that done. I think that was a pretty successful attack, wasn't it? And we've still got this left. We can still go a travelling again. So order number 4. Let's just go to here and complete that, which gets a gold. So we got the gold and we got the thing. Right, 1 gold. Okay, I think we're done. Yeah, I think we're done. We've completed that row. We've done all of this stuff. I've covered up some icons. I think we're looking safe. I've not been shot at. This time yesterday in my test game, I was half dead. So actually, this has been all right. And I think that was round 4, wasn't it? That was round 4. We're halfway through the game. Okay, we're all done. Let's move these down. Next, round 5. Red flag. Do we have any arrows? We don't have any arrows. Excellent. We're still not getting shot at. Income. I haven't got any income. We're rolling the dice. It is 5, which is that one there, that one there, that one there. Right, so out of these, I need to decide which of these I want as a scheme. And again, that will determine what the enemy's reaction is, but it will also determine which of the council boxes I can fill in. And I don't want to fill in any council boxes right now. So I'm going to choose... Oh, gosh. I think, actually... Oh, this is interesting. I've got a nice combo for there. If I can just get that infantry, get that one in there. Yeah, there's a nice little gap here for the infantry. But I would need 3 infantry, which is 3 ones, or some other infantry bonuses. There's an infantry bonus down here that I've not had. There's an infantry bonus here that I've not had. Okay. Can I get 3 infantry bonuses this turn and do an attack? Yes, I can. So I'm going to choose that scheme. That allows me to put those on there. Right, so the enemy's reaction is clouds. Now, unfortunately, that's 2 more reinforcement boxes. 1, 2. Now, just a quick note about these things here. The last box is never filled in. So the next time the enemy reacts with this as the weather, they're going to get 3 reinforcements, but you never fill in the last box. It just keeps repeating that each time. Right, this is quite thinky. So I know exactly what I want to do. And it might work. I think I've just about got the gold to get it to work. Right, so order number 1. Order number 1, and I'm going to activate that scheme and spend 2 gold for a 3rd order number 1. And I'm going to use all of the order number 1s there, there, and there to get 3 infantry things, and I've unlocked that formation. Okay, then what I'm going to do is I am going to issue another order using this one. So it's order number 3. So it's range 3, but I'm going to have to spend a gold to make it range 2 in order to drop that in there. Just as a reminder, these infantry formations, these can't be rotated. But basically, I've put that in there like that. Now what that does is that gets me another infantryman, which I'm going to take that one. It gets me the 2 points, 1, 2. And it gets me this exclamation mark. Now this exclamation mark here means that I read encounter number 1. We're also going to unlock that guard, which gets me any other order of my choice. So I might do that now actually. We do have encounter number 1 to read in a minute, so just be aware there's going to be another choice coming in. Which order do we want? Well, I'm about to go travelling. I'm not sure which one I want now, to be honest. I think I might take... order number 4. So with the free order, I'm going to take order number 4 and I'm going to travel to here. There is method in my madness. Here. Which gets me a surprise gift. Okay, so we'll roll for the surprise gift. It's a 6. What is the surprise gift on a 6? It is... wrong sheet. Here we go. 6. It's a gold. There you go. We were running short of gold. Okay, so encounter number 1. So yeah, the exclamation mark that we covered over there is encounter number 1 in the encounter section. So are we ready for a bit more narrative? Your army is ordered to head west and break the enemy's first line of defence. You have become rather used to the features of this city, so it doesn't take very long to clear your path there. The moment you arrive at the site, those yellow turban troopers are immediately intimidated by the soaring morale of your soldiers. They quickly disperse and run away in despair. One of the grunts is too terrified to move, and your underlings get hold of him. Please, spare my life. My family needed to get by, so I joined them to get some food. You tell him to reveal Zhang Zhu's whereabouts first, but he evades your question and just goes on begging for his life. Right, we have 3 options now. Okay, so if you want to put option 1, option 2, or option 3, option 1 is he's just trying to be a responsible husband, just spare his life. Option 2, he just wants some food, so you can recruit him to our side. Or option 3, he's suspicious, take him captive. So option 1, option 2, or option 3. Let me know in the chat which one you want, and we'll go with the one with the most votes. Mark is saying, use the dagger for the guards to get a horseman. Yeah, that's a good idea, isn't it? I do have... Yeah, you're absolutely right, Mark. I will do that. Okay, so option 3, 2, 3, 3, 2. Mark is saying recruit. Which one was recruit? Recruit was 2. Chris is saying 2 as well. Luke is saying rob him. Yeah, that's not an option. Luke is suggesting option 4. Okay. The designer is suggesting option 2. I think the designer might already know, but nobody suggested option 1, which is sparing his life. Okay. So it looks like we have slight favour for option 2. And Willem said option 2 as well. Right, we're going to go with option 2, which is he just wants some food, so you can recruit him to our side. Okay. Option 2, encounter number 1, is he agrees to join our army, but first we need to test how skilled and loyal he is. We're going to roll the d20 3 times and we're going to add up the values. 18, 27, 30. If it's 25 or more, which it is, gain 1 soldier. If it was 45 or more, we would gain an icon that I don't know what it is. It's like a sword thing. Let me have a look at. We didn't get 45, but there is a glossary of all of the icons. So I'm not sure what 45 would have been. But anyway, we've got a soldier of any type. So what we can have is we can have cavalry. But we don't... Yeah, we're probably going to get that with that, aren't we? No, we'll just get the cavalry now. So we'll get the cavalry. That's going to circle that. Nice. So he's joined us. We chose option 1 yesterday. So yeah, there is a little bit of replayability in this, that you can choose different options each time you play. We have 1 order left. It is order number 4, and we're going to use it to perform an attack. So we're now using order number 4 as a range 4 attack, using our new formation here. And this is perfect actually, because it's 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to do it there, like that, which gets us 3 points, or sorry, 3 glory, and it blocks out those 2 arrows. And I think that's it. I think that is the end of the round. So we've still got a throwing dagger that we can use at any point for this, but we're not in any big rush for it. So yeah, I should be crossing off these rounds actually as I'm going. Was that round 5 or was that round 6? I think that was round 5. Yeah, that was round 5. Okay, so round 6, we're not changing the position of the discs. Sorry, we're not rolling the dice. So enemy defense, there are unfortunately 2 arrows in this column. It's a good job we did that actually, because otherwise there would have been 4 arrows. But there's 2 arrows, so we get shot at twice. We still have 4 stamina left. We might be able to do this and get that achievement. Right, so now the 3 that weren't chosen, which is that one and those 2, they are our 3 active cards. And now I'm going to choose which of these we want as our... bearing in mind I also need that. So I think I'm probably going to choose this as the scheme and those as the orders. Okay, now the enemy's reaction to that is this, which is they get 1 reinforcement box and we lose an order. So for this round we're only going to get 3 orders instead of 4. And the way that I'm going to do this is I'm basically going to remove one of these discs from at the top. So I'm just going to remove that one there. Okay, so now it's our turn. We have order number 1, 2, 3, and destroy a field box that must be directly below one of the destroyed ones. So we can do that now. We're going to do that to destroy this field box here, which immediately completes this row, which gets rid of the guard and gets us either an infantryman or a cavalryman. We don't have any more space for cavalry, so we're going to get that. There you go. That's that done. I get 2 glory for removing arrows due to the previous scheme. Did I select that one? I mean, I trust you, Mark. You're paying more attention than I am. I don't remember that scheme being active when I got rid of the arrows. But yeah, if somebody else can confirm that, I might be short 2 glory. So what's our plan this round? We're not going to die. We know we're not going to die. Next round will be round 7. There's no arrows here. Then we're going to get shot at by 1 arrow here. So, if we can get rid of that 1 arrow, we are going to survive with 4 things left. Which we can totally do. But it's so far away. It's like range 9. This is where we need the mapping, because the mapping allows you to adjust the range, and the horseshoe allows you to adjust the range as well. Or we need lots and lots and lots of gold, which is going to be tricky. Oh, I needed travel this turn. Rats. Definitely need another soldier. Definitely need another infantry person. But how do I get them? Oh, I might have messed this up. We've got this mercenary. We've got this. Is this mercenary going to help us? The jade. That's what I was going to do. I was going to use the jade. I haven't explained how this works yet. But if you get both of these jade pieces, you can basically copy one of your previously used tactics in this area. Yeah. I did that too early. I shouldn't have done that. That was a mistake. That was a mistake. And that's no good because that's a cavalryman. Oh dear, 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 dear. Right, here's what we're going to do. We are going to use this as order number 2 and this as order number 2. And we're going to put 1 there and 1 there, which is going to be a surprise gift. Yeah, there's a travel box for a soldier there. It's one thing I was going to do. The gift is number 6. We've had that before, haven't we? Number 6 is a gold. It's alright, never say no to gold. Because I'm going to spend that gold, I think. Oh no, I need the orders. I wanted to do that this turn. Maybe I won't do that this turn. But then I shouldn't have done that. Oh, that was a mistake. Yeah. Okay, this is tricky. This is very tricky. Yeah, so these daggers, this is what I'm thinking of doing. He's getting these additional 2 daggers and then throwing the daggers, because you can only use a dagger, you can't use it anywhere. You can only use it to destroy a box adjacent to an already destroyed box. So I could go 1, 2, 3, but I can't get to that one. I only have 1 order left. And it is order number 3, which will allow me to fill that in. Which I need to do at some point before the game's over. If I do it right now, the value is X, which is the number of tactics used, which is 1, 2, 3, 4. So if I do that now, it's worth 4 points. It's not going to get much better. The other option for a 3 is that, yeah, I change it to travel. So I spend 1 gold to make it travel, and with the travel, I go there. That will get me an infantry person, which will fill that box, and then I can do an attack at range 2, or use that to complete the throwing daggers. Either way, I'm not going to be doing an attack this turn. Oh, this is tricky. Yeah, so I'm going to do order number 3. I'm going to spend 1 gold to boost it into a 4. And I am going to travel to here. Oh, actually, yeah. So I'm going to go there. That gets me an order number 2. And it also unlocks an infantryman. And it also unlocks 1 piece of jade. So I have an order number 2 available, ready for me, if I want it. Now, I don't have the gold to boost the range of that, so it is just going to be there, which gets me the 2 throwing daggers. Right, the question is, am I going to use those throwing daggers to save me a little bit of damage right now? And I don't think I am. I don't think it's worth it. I think it's worth me saving those daggers. Oh no, I'll tell you what, I'm going to use one of the daggers to fill in that box, because that completes here, which gets rid of a guard and gets me a surprise gift. Because you never know what the surprise gift is going to be, because it's a surprise. The clue's in his name. It's a 16, and a 16 says, you may use any scheme. Right. Well, that's interesting. I have no orders left, but I basically get a scheme. So I could use the 2 gold to gain an order, but that would be an order of value 4. Which is not enough range, and I don't have the gold to increase the range. Oh, that scheme's no good. Which scheme do we want to use? I've no orders left. So I think it's going to have to be the scheme that just gets me a gold. Yeah. Okay, I think we're done. Wow. That felt like a challenging round. So that's round 6. Right. There was no scheme that let me attack. No, there wasn't. Right, we're going to go to round 7, the penultimate round. So first of all, was that round 6? Scratch off the travel soldier bonus. That one. I think I might have miscalculated this. Yeah. I've spent the whole of that last turn worrying about these 2 arrows, but actually those 2 arrows have already taken effect. So I don't know what I was worried about. It's now round 7. That's right, isn't it? I think it's round 7. No attacks in round 7. Right, okay. Receive income, no income. We're going to roll the die. It's a 1. We know what a 1 is. A 1 is these 3. Just let me know in the chat if it is round 7 or not. I think it is. So that's the only arrow that I need to worry about now. And with a big ranged attack, I will be able to get it. Yeah, I need like a range 9 attack. Which scheme do we want? I don't really want to lose another order. I really don't, but we're going to have to do this at some point. But I need a 4. 4, 5, 6, 7 is not 9. How do I get to 9? I need more gold. I do have 2 throwing daggers. So I can get to 9. Yeah. I might do this. So what am I taking? What am I taking? I'm taking that as a... Oh, it's going to get the other one as well. Oh, it's the wrong one, Gromit. Yeah, it's going to get reinforcements. Nobody's let me know if it is round 7 in the chat. I think it's round 7. Which scheme do we want? There is a scheme that gives range to attack, but that's this one. And at the moment, I can only pick these three. I think we're going to pick that one. So the enemy's reaction is sun, which is one reinforcement box, which is another arrow. Sorry, didn't show you the schemes, did I? But my three choices were that one, or that one. And I've chosen this one, which gets me a gold. Right, it is round 7. Excellent. So, orders. We have 1, 3, 1 and 4. I'm using the 4 for a ranged attack. I know I'm definitely doing that. I'm using order number 1 to fill in that box, which gets a gold. I am using what am I using next? So how much gold have we got? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's it. We've got the range 9 attack. Okay, so I'm going to do it. I'm going to do a big attack. So the default order is 4. I'm going to spend 5 gold to make it a range 9 attack using this formation, getting me 2 glory. So range 9 is there. It's actually going to be those spaces. Okay, and then I'm going to use the throwing dagger on that one. Check that out. Got rid of all the arrows. Nice. Okay, still got 1 throwing dagger left. I've still got order number 3 and order number 1. So order number 1 is simply 3 glory. 1, 2, 3. And order number 3, I have no gold left. So this has to be this, which is infantry. Which is going to be... which one of those do I want? Let's have that one. Okay. I think we're done. Was 8 enough? Oh yeah, 8 was enough because I put it that way, didn't I? Oh, silly me. So I get a gold back. Thank you. I didn't need range 9. I only needed range 8 because as long as one of the bits of the formation is within that range, we're good. That's it. That was a fairly quick round because I knew what I needed to do. So we're now moving into the last round of the game. And the first thing is enemy defense. There are no arrows. I don't take any damage. Excellent. Income. I didn't go down the income route in this game. We're not rolling the die. We're instead shifting these over to here. Which of those schemes do I want? Unfortunately, because I want to complete this, it means I'm going to have to choose this scheme to set the weather so that I can fill in that council box. Which means the enemy reacts and I lose an order. So which order do I want to lose? Probably going to use that one. Okay, right, off we go then. What do I need to achieve this turn? I want to get rid of some more guards if I can. I definitely have to do this, but I want to do another attack before I do that, if that's possible. And it is because we have a mercenary. Yeah, the mercenary is possible. Why do I get 1 gold? Oh yeah, I got a gold back, yeah. So, that's what we want to do. We want to... Oh, it's going to be range 5. Oh, wow. Kind of wanted the other piece of jade as well. Am I going to be able to get that? I'm not sure. We're going to travel. Are we going to travel? Oh, this is tough. You need so much gold to get these ranges. Am I going to be able to do 1 more attack? I think I am. Have I got a throwing dagger left? I do. Right, okay, here's what we're going to do. Order number 4, with the gold that we just found in the bottom of the pouch, for 5, and we're going to use this mercenary formation here, which is range 5. So that covers all of that up, and there was a number 1 that I've just covered up, which gets me this, which is order number 3, which gets me this, which is X glory, where X is the amount of things that I've used, tactics. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I get 6 glory for that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So remember, when you choose order number 3, which is the council, you can only fill in the box in the section corresponding to the current weather, which is based on the scheme that you chose. We have 2 orders left for the entire game. They are both order number 2s, and I have no gold left. Have I missed anything? I don't think I have. No, I don't think I've missed anything. I don't have any more formations to use. So I think I'm going to use this throwing dagger here, which gets me a gold. But it also gets me another guard gone and another surprise gift. And it is a 4, my favourite number. What is 4? 4 is nothing. Very disappointed in the designer of the game for putting nothing next to my favourite number. I will write a letter of complaint later on. Yeah, I opened the surprise gift and there was nothing in there. So, all we've got left is 2 orders. I have a gold, so I can change it. Oh, we've got the night combat as well. Yeah, I'd forgotten we've got this night combat. Night combat to do a box directly below. That will get me another gold. That means I could potentially travel, but I don't think I can do an attack. I don't think I've got the range to do another big attack. Oh, 4 is an unlucky number in Chinese cultures. I didn't realise that. Thank you very much, Skycroft. That would be why 4 gets nothing. Yeah, so I do have this destroyer field box directly below another box, but I'm not sure. Other than getting that gold, that would allow me to then... Yeah, I can't do another attack, can I? No. No. I'm going to end up with lots of gold after all of this. And I'm going to end up with a couple of formations that are of no use. But I think that's it. I mean, I've got a 3. Oh no, I can't do a 3. 3's full. So it's going to be two 2s. I'll tell you what, shall I just unlock the income? It doesn't actually do anything. But you don't get any points for gold at the end. Or anything else even. So yeah, we'll just use those 2 there like so. And then we'll use that to destroy that, which gets gold. And we are done. Right, it's time to add up the scores. So, I've scored 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. So I scored 40 glory. However, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Half that and round up. So that's 8 multiplied by the number of guards, which is 3. So that's minus 24. Minus 3 because I took 2 wounds. So my total score was 13. It's not very high. I think I scored better yesterday. What was my score yesterday? I scored 17 yesterday. So even on my practice game, I did better than I did today. Yeah, so that's actually my score. So we've won because we scored more than 10 points and we filled in one of the council boxes. Did we score more than 25 VP? No. Did I have 4 or more stamina left? I did. So I've managed to achieve that. Did I clear all field boxes from rows 1 to 8? I did not. And did we do an X of value 8? No, we didn't. So although we scored fewer points than yesterday, we actually did do one of those achievements because we've still got 4 stamina left at the end. That is Shoes Tactics. Now, as a reminder of what I said at the start, this is a narrative. There's a bit of narrative to this game. There's a whole bunch of story that I didn't read at the start of this, which sets the scene for what this is. But this was just chapter 1. Now, the designer's in the chat, so if you can let me know how many chapters there are planned, because I don't know how many there are planned, I don't think it says in the rulebook how many there are planned. It just says that it's basically it's a series of chapters. And yeah, I'd be curious to know, Ezra has asked, how does the game change over chapters? Is it fundamentally the same sort of thing, or does this change? So what is it that changes between chapters? Is this the chapter 1 sheet, or is this always the sheet? Oh, there's 5 chapters. 3 have already been developed. Excellent. So yeah, is this the chapter 1 sheet? What changes between chapters is what I'd like to know. But anyway, 20th of July, I think, is the date which this goes live on Kickstarter. And I think it'll be a relatively cheap game because it's, as I say, I don't think there's going to be any physical components. It is one where you back it, you'll get access to the files, and then you can basically print it off at home and play through it yourself. I've enjoyed it. It's been quite thinky. As I mentioned right at the start, this is a little bit more of a thinky roll and write game. It's definitely a nice little puzzle. And in terms of does it play differently, I played it yesterday and I did different things. The first thing that I did yesterday was I unlocked the rally boxes because that gave me income. So at the start of every round, from round 2 onwards, I was getting income every time. You can see I went down the infantry route yesterday as well. I only got the cavalry later on. I ended up missing these boxes at the start. I ended up getting a lot more boxes here. But yeah, the game plays out differently depending on the choices that you make in the game. I hope you found this video useful. This was a sponsored video. The designer contacted me and basically commissioned me to create this video to help promote the Kickstarter campaign. But I'd also rely on the financial support of my Patreon campaign to produce content. So if you like this video, obviously give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment if you did enjoy it. I hope it's helped you make a decision as to whether this is the kind of game that you want to back and if it's the kind of game you would enjoy playing yourself. But yeah, big thank you to all of my Patreon supporters for funding the channel. And if you like the content that I create, you can support the channel directly at patreon.com/gaming rules. For now though, I'm going to say goodbye. Thank you very much for watching and I look forward to the Kickstarter campaign in July. Take care. See you all next time. Bye bye.